I'm going to touch this sword. Oh my God. My EMF is going crazy. I am at the church where St. Catherine's sword was found behind the altar. Joan of Arc had sent soldiers ahead of her to come to this church to find a sword buried behind the altar. She'd never been here, but she knew where the sword was. This is absolutely incredible. This is my first time here ever. In some ways, I already see a resemblance to her church in her small town in Domremy. Wow, this is beautiful. So I'm trying to find where the sword was found. Oh wow, look. Here is a replica of the sword right here. Incredible. So it's really amazing to be in here. Oh, I just got a real crazy chill. I believe I found where the sword was right here. And look, my EMF is going crazy. So the sword, the altar was here.
Minerals.
And this is where the sword was found. Oh my God, and wow, this is incredible. And the EMF is really, I had the EMF going throughout and it had not lit up until I finally found where the sword was buried. Wow, and even look under there. Wow. To imagine I am, this is wild. So I am in the church where St. Catherine's sword was found, Joan of Arc's sword. Many consider the sword to have been Joan of Arc's Excalibur, so to speak. Oh. had been using the EMF. I went through the entire church, but it wasn't until I got right here where the sword had been found, buried underneath when the altar used to be here. I want to tell you the story of what some believe, that the sword was Joan of Arc's Excalibur. Properly. And what I mean by that is, once she received the sword, this was before she went to Orleans to liberate the city. She received the sword, and then after she sent the soldiers here to retrieve it from below the altar, which used to be right here, after that, after she got the sword, she went to Orleans. Fled? Did I get the word fled? What did I? Led. I got the word led. She led the army to Orleans. Ourselves. Were you part of her army? Man, it's like really quiet. So she got the sword. She convinced Charles to give her control of the army, which he really didn't do until they were at Orleans. And wow, she was able to take spring. She was able to take, in the spring actually, because it started April 29th, the siege, when she was taking Orleans, and it was May 8th when she finally went in. Now, turn. Are you asking me to turn? Are you here with me right now? I'm trying to tell you the story, but I rarely get words so often. See, as I told you, there was no EMF until I came over there. We'll try that again in a moment. So she had the sword. She went to Orleans. She liberated Orleans. She liberated many towns, went to Reims, and crowned Charles to be king. And then after that, she went to Paris, where she wasn't able to actually break through those walls. But then after that, she was in a small town near Orleans, where the sword shattered when she used it on the backside of a prostitute. And she probably shouldn't have used it for that. So the flat side on a prostitute, it shattered. And then after that, she was captured by the Burgundians and then sold to the English. And then we all know what happened after the trial, and she was killed. So, but many believe once she got the sword, she was able to go to Orleans and she was undefeatable. Once the sword shattered, she was captured. So that's why some people call the sword her Excalibur, St. Catherine's sword. And she sent them here. There was no way to know that there was a sword buried beneath the altar, behind the altar. Wow, I'm overwhelmed. I'm so happy to be here. It's just so overwhelming though as well. So let's go back over here and try the EMF again. You saw I didn't have any EMF when I was, and right now it's just on green, but when I came over here already, it was here where the EMF was going off a moment and again. So, wow, there's something magical and mystical about this spot. Are you here with me? Who are you? Are you St. Catherine? Are you Joan of Arc? Who are you? So I'm not getting any kind of hits now. So this is supposed to mark. Oh my goodness! Did you see that? Just lit up. I'm going behind where the altar would have been, and this is where it would have been buried. And as you can see, the EMF is just absolutely going crazy now. Oh my God, I got chills all over my body. I'm standing on top of where the sword would have been buried. Who are you? Okay, no hits right now. Those. So I have no idea why. I keep getting words to the point where I was so distracted I wasn't even paying attention to what the words were anymore. So that was pretty incredible. Can you imagine that? I'm in this small town. I mean, and this is really rural France. This is out nowhere, and it's not even close to Chinon. I mean, it's about a day and a half's horse ride from back then to get here. So how could she even know it was buried? And when the soldiers came here to retrieve the sword, they would have known had it been recently buried. And even they say that the tiles behind the altar had been undisturbed, and they had been there for who knows, years and years or even centuries. How long this was here, the original church, how long that was here, or it was here, I don't know. But so their testimony is that the tiles had not been disturbed, so it must have been buried long before. And in fact, when they took it out, it had rust, and the rust wiped free as if magically. It was an incredible experience for them as well. Just look at this. Oh wow, it just sounded like somebody was in here with me. It sounded like somebody was right here to my left. I heard something. Hello?
Office.
Oh my God, that just freaked me out. What is behind here? Hello? Okay, nobody's there. An office. Like maybe that's an office. Okay, I had thought the sword was found over there, and everything's in French, which makes sense, we're in France, but I cannot locate where the sword was found. I thought it was over there, that the altar had been there, which made sense, but now it's possible that it was right here because there's a little sign here with Joan of Arc, and that maybe the sword had been here, but I don't know. It's getting a little confusing in here to find out where the sword, but I'm thinking I made a mistake. I thought the sword was over there where the EMF was going crazy. I don't know why the EMF was lighting up over there, but it turns out now that we did some image translations that the sword was actually here. This is where the sword was found. And it kind of makes sense right now because there is a banner with the sword and a plaque, and then sword, it says sword, and then it says Joan of Arc. So it does stand to reason. I am getting EMF here. Sorry. So I am okay again. So I don't know if it's lighting up because of where I'm standing or because I keep mentioning the word sword, Joan of Arc's sword. Does the word sword set you off? Yes. So the word sword is what's setting it off. Wow. Okay, so it turns out that I was wrong about the spot where the sword had been found. Actually, it had been found here. And there's a plaque here to Joan of Arc, and I've just been sitting here quiet for a little while. I turned the EMF back on, and I did get some EMF activity a little while ago here, but I got amazing EMF activity around the corner by where I thought the altar had been. So this is pretty incredible, and I was wrong, and I thought that that's what it was. You saw me go around and it lit up, but this is the actual spot right here where Joan of Arc's sword was buried. This is where the altar had been. So the church back then may have been smaller, because it seems like a kind of an odd place of where the altar would have been, but it was right here. Not getting as much EMF activity right here, but it is pretty amazing to be at the exact spot where the sword, Sainte Catherine's sword, was recovered. and it had been there for who knows how long, and no one knew it was buried here. I'm happy to have been able to come here and find the location, even if I had the spot wrong to begin with. But it was kind of, the banner should have given it away. Take a look. I mean, what exactly did I need to find the spot? A flag? Kind of comical, but I didn't realize it. So the question is, why was my EMF really going crazy over here? Let's try this again. There's no, okay, I see there's a light up on the wall. There's no electricity around this, so who knows, maybe they don't, as I came here, I just noticed in my hand, the EMF activity was lighting up again. Who are you? Let's go back around, see if it happens again. Are you protecting this location? Because it seemed like when I was mentioning sword, you were lighting up. So now it's not lighting up. So maybe it's not the spot, it's the entity that I connected with. Because why isn't it lighting up now? Oh, it is. Hello. Oh, I just got chills. Thank you. I wish you could tell me who you are. Sadly, outside there's construction, but I'm happy to be here, whether there's construction or not. And I'm pretty sure this is not the actual sword. And the reason why I say that is because according to history, or the stories about history, is her sword shattered when she spanked a prostitute on the butt with the flat side of it. That sounds crazy, but that's the reality. But I'm going to touch this sword anyway. Oh my God. It's beautiful and it's amazing. Whether I... Wow. And you see the word mercy below where her helmet is. The same word I got in the cemetery in Metz. Mercy. I wonder if I was receiving a message there. And then I find mercy here below Joan of Arc's statue. Wow. And it got so quiet all of a sudden. Okay, I am where the modern day altar would be, and I'm going to try an EVP. Who's in here that was setting off the EMF? Could you give me your name, please? Merci. Could you give me your name, please? Merci. So I think the reality is that this exact spot where the sword was found has been lost to history. The original church burned down. They've used part of the foundation that remained to rebuild the new church. But wow, that's really, really sad. To think about it though, the original church in Domremy, where Joan of Arc is from, and the church where she prayed and spoke with the angels, is still there. The original church. However, this one where St. Catherine's sword was found, or recovered, because Joan of Arc knew where it was, because of divine intervention or divine guidance, rather. So she found the sword here, but then after the sword was gone, some years later, the church burned down, almost like the sword was the church's savior, and then with the sword gone, it lost its purpose. I'm not sure if that's accurate, but kind of the feeling I have. So I'm leaving now. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I'm going back to Orléans, and I'll do some more filming there and have another video as well. Thanks for watching.